Welcome into episode 10 of Fired Up. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Fired Up Podcast. My name is Mike Giletto, and joining us as usual is Dom Console. What's up, man?
Howdy ho.
I'm really annoyed that I kind of got to talk about this damn Phillies team for the next hour when there's a Stanley Cup Finals Game 1 going on right now. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, first world problems, right?
Exactly. I mean, I don't even know where to start, but we'll get into the Stanley Cup stuff later because I do want to touch on that. I think Tampa's up 1-0 right now, so we'll talk about that a little later. The Phillies are up last time I checked 4-2, but like I'm starting to not care about this Phillies team. They're just doing that to me.
Yeah, I haven't cared for like a month.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been like keeping up with it, but honestly, I really don't remember the last time I watched the whole game. From like start to finish. It's bad.
It's probably been a while. I just don't understand. Like I've been the, you know me, I've been the biggest defender, and like maybe I've been really hopeful that they could like turn this thing around, and they just haven't. Like they've been worse.
Yeah, no, they're well, I don't know if they've been worse, but they've definitely been the same. Just coming out with lead. Like, same thing as last year too. Like just coming out with the lead and then just blowing it, the bullpen blowing it. I mean, they're the same team.
It's been the bullpen. The bullpen's been atrocious. I mean, it's just been a bad week, and it's not like they're playing anybody great. I mean, it's just games against the division, and the division stinks as it is. And they lost what 3 or 4 to the Nationals, something like that. Or no, did they split with the Nationals? I think they might have split with the Nationals.
They lost 3-2. They lost 13-12.
Yeah, with that game.
Yeah, they split. No, they lost 2 in a row. What did they play? 2 game series? Or 3?
No. We on the dock. We just have 2 because that was the last week or whatever. They played that,
right?
I believe. But so yeah, no, that 13-12 game was really infuriating because they had like 2 or 3 multiple like 4 or 5 run leads that they just kept blowing. I mean, it was bad. It was horrible.
And against like a subpar team, like a bad team, like they're not. Washington's really not that good. Like,
no, they've been
home.
Yeah, and the Nationals have been decent like over the last little bit, but
the last couple weeks. Yeah,
but they haven't played anybody. Like you look at their roster, and I read up today that I think they're a bottom 3 team in the league when it comes to playing teams over 500. Playing teams that are over 500. So they've just been beating bad opponents recently,
and the Phillies are one of them.
That's true. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, first off, the series got off to a weird start, but it's the series got weird once, the whole thing with the Max Scherzer dropping it. He's basically trying to drop his pants on the mound.
God,
that was wild.
I don't know. Are we going to get into that?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So why are these pitchers? And not just him. It's the guy from Oakland. I think it was Oakland, right? Did you see that where he like dropped his pants?
Yeah, he literally dropped his pants.
Yeah, like why are they being such little bitches about it? Like I don't get it. Like
I don't blame them because at this point it's been handled very poorly by the MLB. It's been handled very.
Well, what else did you expect?
Sure. And at this point, the pitcher's saying, all right, this is your fault. This is a mockery. I'm also going to make it a mockery. I'm going to embarrass the MLB by doing this, by dropping my pants, at the pitcher's mound, in front of a full back plays. On national TV, it's just great. I think it's fantastic. When Scherzer started reaching for his belt, I almost lost it. It was hilarious. It was great.
Yeah, man. It's look, like I understand, like getting to the point where like I just said, like it's based. I mean, we're not that we expect it, but like I don't know, like this league is probably the worst of the top of the 4 major leagues or major 4 sports in America, like of like trying to get the game, I guess, out there. And I just think this is worse. Like I just think it's only hurting the game even more.
It's terrible for the game. Like or at least the whole sticky stuff situation is bad for the game. But like,
not even that. I just think like the way that they're approaching this and the way that because my intentions or my idea that I had or my I don't even know the word, but when I read that they were going to start doing this, I thought it was going to be in between innings. I didn't think we were going to like actually have to like take time out of the game to like watch this. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was going to be in between innings and it was going to still, not be as slow.
I think that was supposed to be the plan. But then you have Girardi saying, he's touching his head a lot. He's touching his hair. He's
got a point.
So something must be on there. But Scherzer also just sweats like an animal. But when Girardi says that, what is the ump supposed to do? The ump's supposed to be like, all right, I guess I got to check him. So that's why that led to the checking him mid game or mid play.
So are you familiar with the rule at all? Like specifically?
In what way? Like the wording of the rule? I don't know the rule.
No. So a lot of people in the media, a lot of former players, a lot of current players. I know Kershaw came out and said something about Girardi and how, he's not allowed to do this and he shouldn't do this and blah, blah, blah. And he's only trying to get in Scherzer's head and piss him off and this, that, and the other. The manager's not allowed to challenge or I guess ask the umpire. I mean, I guess technically is, but if Scherzer was touching his hat.
Yeah.
So with suspicion, I guess, or if you see somebody doing something suspicious, you're allowed to tell the umpire, hey, can we check him? He's being a little suspicious here. And if the umpire agrees to it, the umpire's allowed to do it. So
right.
I just don't understand the narrative of this media that like Girardi, and I'm not a Girardi fan, really, honestly. But
we'll get to him in a second.
I don't understand. I don't understand the narrative of like, oh, well, he's just trying to do this, that, and the other. And like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like he did what was in the rule book. That's in the rule book. If he looks suspicious and the umpire thinks he also looks suspicious after touching his head or his glove or his dick, I don't even know, whatever the fuck he does. But whatever he does, if he looks suspicious, like you're allowed to say to the umpire, hey, can we check him? And if the umpire agrees to it, why is Girardi the asshole?
Right. No, he's not. I'm just saying that.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying the media is saying that.
Right. Well,
like Kershaw, even former players, current players.
Yeah. The media is going to say dumb shit regardless. You just got to know that.
Right. Yeah, I understand. But it's like, it's just like, it just feeds into the Philadelphia narrative. Like
for sure.
Look at Philly again. Like it just feeds into that and it pisses me off. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. But, so after they finished that series up with Washington, they head to New York to play the Mets. And one of the, I don't want to even say one of the worst games, but one of the frustrating games because you finally get a great, fantastic game out of Aaron Nola. He throws 10 strikeouts in a row, ties an MLB record. Last time it was done was like what, 1930 something, 1950 something.
No, I think it was the 60s.
Was it 60s? I thought it was 50 something.
It was Tom Seaver. Yeah, Tom Seaver was the 50s and 60s.
Okay, yeah. So last time it was done since then. This is the second player ever to do it. Going into the ninth, right? Yeah, going into the ninth, up 1-0, and just the bullpen strikes again. I mean, Alvarado blew it, and it's just the same song and dance with this team. It just really is.
So here's the and I'm not going to get specifically into this game, but I think but it has to do with this game, is that I think the problem with the Phillies is that they came to this year, they gave, look, and I love JT. I think he's the best catcher in baseball. I think he's worth what he's paid, but you went out into free agency. You brought back JT. You brought back DD, and you didn't do anything to fix anything else. Like you just brought old guys back, and it's just like what the hell is DD even do? Like he's been in Lehigh Valley or wherever the fuck he's been for like 50 days now. Like, and it's just not getting better. And it's like, I don't know. You bring back guys that you probably shouldn't have brought back, and you should have used that money to go towards, I don't know, a center fielder or back end of the bullpen kind of guy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they tried with signing an Archie Bradley, but like
he's not a closer though. They knew that.
He's not. No, that's true.
They need a closer. They need a closer. And the last 3 years we've seen Neris is not the closer. He does this every year. Where, oh, well, maybe he can be the guy. And then once he gets people talking about, oh, he can be the guy, he fucking blows it.
Yeah.
Every year for 3 years in a row.
I don't remember the exact stat. I saw it the other day, but they're like 50% in save opportunities. They've had like 35, and I think they've blown literally like half of that. It's been bad.
And then my favorite part is like Alvarado. You said he's the closer. Why can't a closer pitch 2 days in a row?
Right. You're only pitching one inning.
Technically, the closer. Right. And I know what happened with the 1-0 lead, but still, you're going to come out and say this guy's my closer. Neris is no longer the closer, and then the next day or 2 days later, you bring out Neris to close the game.
Right.
What is that? What is that sending to your team? What is that saying? What's that saying to your team? What's that saying to your fans? What's that saying to your bosses in the organization? Like,
it says I don't
you don't have confidence.
Yeah, and you don't have a closer.
Right.
Because the game, the game I guess you're talking about is the game on, when was that? Saturday.
Yep.
You scored 2 runs against DeGrom, which nobody does.
Literally.
Nobody scores 2 runs against Jake DeGrom. And you go into the 9th up 3-2. Next thing you know, Neris strikes again and you lose that game.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like, loads the bases and then I don't even remember what happened.
Yeah,
he
lost blending together, and
I
think that might have been it was either that game or the game before it, where I was done. I'm fed up with this team. I just don't care anymore.
I think it was that game. I tweeted you. I said they fucking stink.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. It was that game.
It was Saturday.
And I stopped done.
It was bases loaded, and he gave up. I think it was 1 out, and he gave up a sac fly to center field, and they scored. And I forget how they tied it. They were up 3-2, bases loaded, no outs. The Mets tie it, and then Lindor comes up. I think he gets out. He pops out or strikes out, and then the next at bat they line sac fly to center field, and they score. And it's just frustrating. Like, it's just the same song and dance every week, every day, every year.
Yeah,
they stink.
You have a 3-2 lead going into the 9th in a game that you were up against Jake DeGrom. Like, you got to win that.
It's a division game against the first place team. Now they're in 4th place.
Right.
I think.
Exactly. The Phillies? Yeah. Yes. They're right around there. Yeah. And then after that game, I want to get your opinion on this quote. You have a gem of a quote from Rhys Hoskins. After the loss on Saturday, he says, "Don't forget to write about the good things too." What good things?
Yeah. So I guess he's kind of like the Ben Simmons, right? Like, of the Phillies.
I've heard that comparison. I really have.
Yeah, he's just like this guy that like you think is going to be good, and like you want him to be good, but he's just not. Like, he's just not a good baseball player. I'm sorry, I said it.
No,
I think they should just fucking cut bait with this whole team and just move this team to fucking Kansas City. I don't know.
Oh, we're talking about moving them. That's where you're at with this franchise. You just want to move them.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he just hasn't been good offensively or defensively. I mean, I don't remember what game it was where he dropped a ball at first base, right?
I think it was the 1-0 game.
Was it the 1-0 game?
I believe so.
Yeah, with the Nola game, I assume you're talking about.
Yeah,
he just hasn't been. He hasn't been good, and which is frustrating because I mean, I know you said it earlier, weeks ago when he got off that hot start in April. You're like, this is who he is. He gets hot and then he disappears.
And then he gets hot again in September.
Right.
Watch. He does this every year.
But unfortunately, they're going to be out by then.
Right. And they're going to be out way before then. It's just that's the type of player he is. He starts off hot and he finishes and he ends hot. And it's just the in between, the 5 months in between, he stinks.
Yeah.
And you can't have that.
No, you got to be
especially out of your first baseman, like who doesn't even hit for power really anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just
a mess all the way around. And then I don't remember what game Harper said it, but he basically said, like, we got nothing in the farm system. We basically have nothing to trade away. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Isn't that scary?
Yeah. They're your star player that's here for the next 11 years, making $30 million a year. Like, he's saying we got nothing. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah. Like, I saw that on Twitter and I retweeted it and I said, or quote tweeted it and I said, ha 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 ha. Like, it's comical at this point.
It's a shit show.
It's really is. I don't understand. Like, and I'm not even going to give that much shit to Dombrowski yet because it's only been 1 year. But like, the Phillies have, and I guess he's bringing these guys back like DD because he thinks that they could have competed this year, and maybe they still are.
With the lineup they have, they should be able to compete. They should.
Well, I don't even know. I really don't.
With the offensive firepower, they should be able to compete. They don't really have a bench, but like they should be able to at least compete with the starting lineup offensively. Now, right, but they may complete like they shit the bed completely when it comes to the pitching and the bullpen. I get that, but the lineup itself, they should be able to compete. I think that's the expectation.
And I don't disagree with that at all, really. But it's more the fact that like, why, like, let DD walk, right? Let's just go back to like December, right? let Didi walk. You bring in another shortstop that could play defensively. You don't even need him to hit that much. You let him play defensively, and then you go get a center fielder. Like,
well,
would you rather have a decent shortstop? Like, Didi's really not good defensively, but would you rather have a decent defensive shortstop who can hit a little bit versus and having a nice center fielder versus having a good hitting shortstop who sucks defensively but having no center fielder? And I know Odubel. I know the year Odubel's having, but.
They had that shortstop a couple years ago, and they got rid of him too early.
Who's that?
He's turned into a hell of a player, J.P. Crawford.
It's possible, yeah, maybe. I don't. I mean, it's been such a successful small sample size so far.
But he's not. I'm not saying he's a great hitter, but he's really, really good defensively.
He is very good defensively.
Yeah, and he's got a decent bat. So they pay. You know, I don't even remember what they gave up. What they got
the Segura.
That was the Segura trade. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but that's the guy that right there that you're saying that's great defensively and has a little bit of a bat. And
then you got this kid Bryson Stott coming up at shortstop.
Oh, young. They just drafted him 2 years ago or last year?
Yeah, two or 3 years ago.
Was that the year? It might have been the year before Boom, possibly.
No, I think it was the year after Boom.
After Boom, okay.
Yeah. So it was about 2 years ago. So it might have been 2019. Yeah. So you have this kid Bryson Stott, who's probably not a top MLB prospect, but he's up there for the Phillies, and like, you know, he's 20. I think he's 22. He's a college player, and like now you have Didi for 2 years, and it's like, now what do you do with him? Like, do you go out and get a guy like Trevor Story, and then what do you do with Stott, and then what do you do with Didi? It's just that's I like Didi a lot. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good hitter, especially in this ballpark. But like, what are you doing with shortstop? Like there have been rumors that they're gonna go after Trevor Story. They have this Stott kid in the minors. Like, now you have 3 shortstops.
Isn't that kind of the same thing that they've been doing that we say they shouldn't be doing, is buying all this talent instead of like trying to actually develop players?
Right, but they can't develop players, so you have to go buy the players.
Right. But I know you mentioned his name a little bit ago, is Dombrowski. Like, and yeah, it's only been 1 year, but like him coming in was supposed to like give stability to the Philadelphia Phillies franchise. I would argue it couldn't be more dysfunctional than it is right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really hard to
1 year, but
right, it's really hard to do that after, you know, to examine that after a year, or not even a year yet, a half a year.
Right. But still, he's supposed to bring stability in, and it's been the opposite. Not saying it's on him, but
and you know what the scary part about that? The scary part about that is, so he's known to be this aggressive GM, this aggressive executive, and now you have Bryce Harper, what he said earlier in the week or last week, whatever, that I don't know if we're going to be able to do anything.
Right.
So like, what does that tell you? Like your star player, like you just brought in this big executive, and now your star player saying this. Like, does he not have confidence in him? Harper? Does Harper not have confidence in Dombrowski?
I don't know if that's not having confidence in Dombrowski, or that's not, or that's just a shot at the previous regime, right? The Clintac.
He's still there.
I know he's still there, and he's still probably running the show. But maybe that's just a dig at him, saying, "Dude, you brought nothing in here. Like, we have nothing because of you." And maybe I'm reading too much into that, but it's just a wild thing for your franchise guy to say.
And it's and people on Twitter, man, like they're already trading him,
Bryce Harper.
But not in the sense because he's bad, but because we can actually get something for him, and we're not going to be good while he's here. Which that's the ultimate low of Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's probably a different argument for a different day,
right?
But like, I mean, yeah, you obviously get a ton for Bryce Harper, but 2 or 3 years into that deal, I mean, you shouldn't be looking to trade him, like,
right? And then, but now you're hoping that he doesn't want to leave, especially after those comments,
right? Yeah, I mean, I know he's got the no trade clause and the no move clause, like that stuff can all be waived, so maybe that's not really a big issue. But yeah, I just don't know what you do. I mean, because there's so many holes. That's the thing. There's so many holes.
And I know McCutcheon's been playing really well in left field, but yeah, it's left field, really, it's center field, it's shortstop, it's first base, it's third base, it's pitching, starting pitching, bullpen, closing. Like it's a long list.
Yeah. Like they
on
can't
top of not being able to draft guys.
Right. They can't compete in a division that stinks. I mean,
right. Well, that's just a Philadelphia thing.
That's true. Yeah.
That's not a Phillies thing.
Right. We'll deal with that with the Eagles this year, I'm sure.
Right.
So, what else do we have for? And then okay, so the Phillies did win Sunday. Throw a win in there for shits and giggles. And then that's pretty much it. They're up to the Reds, I think. Last I checked, I lied. They were up 4-2. They're now losing 6-4.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. I don't know who let them.
Literally, when we started this episode, they were up 4-2.
Yep. And now they're down 6-4.
Which is literally like we literally started like 10 minutes ago.
Right. Yeah, I think we're about 20, almost 21 minutes in.
Okay.
So still bad. I just don't understand. Anything else Phillies wise before we move on? I mean, I know there was this one thing. I don't know how much you want to really get into it. The Seattle Mariners pitcher Hector Santiago is the first player to get cracked with his foreign substance rule. And it was just a wild scene. They put his glove, took it away. They put it in a little Ziploc baggie off for,
Good. Fuck him.
Why?
Fuck everybody that cheats. I hate fucking cheaters in baseball.
Yeah, but they've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Yeah, I don't care. Don't get caught. That's the key. That's really the key is everybody cheats. They've been doing it for 100 years, but don't get caught. That's what it is. I don't know. I'm just trying to be an asshole.
Well, you don't have to try very hard for that. All right, we can move on. Because did you have anything? I mean, the only thing I have written down here is Harper. I guess I could talk a little bit about Harper. Harper was hurt again for a couple of days. He's back in the lineup tonight. Is he injury prone? Does he have an injury problem? Because he seems like he's missing an awful lot of games.
No, I don't think he has an injury problem. I think that the Phillies just have a really fucking terrible training staff just in Philadelphia in general. So I'm legitimately convinced that Philadelphia's cursed. I'm not even kidding. Just all of Philadelphia. If you come to Philadelphia, you're gonna get hurt. So you can't even convince me otherwise, really.
And it's supposed to be a top city for medicine, isn't it? Fuck.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Sorry, I just didn't know if you thought he had an injury problem because
I don't think so.
He's missed a lot of games this year.
I mean, it's just this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's not been off and on, but he's been hurt the last couple too. He's had maybe not long things, but he's missed a few games here, a few games there.
Right, and it's tough to play 100 and
it is
62. So
yeah, for sure.
I almost said 82 again.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because hockey and basketball are both 82.
Right.
Combine them, the 182. Yeah,
right.
All right, so let's move on. We don't have much Eagles news to talk about. Other than the NFL announced the approval of alternate helmets for teams wearing throwback uniforms, and that starts in 2022.
Well, they actually changed it. It's no longer throwback. It's actually they did it today. I think they changed it from throwback to alternate. So if your alternate jersey is a throwback, then technically it is a throwback. But they changed the wording from throwback, which they had 2 or 3 days ago, to alternate today.
So if you don't have an alternate that's a throwback, you can't do it, basically?
No, you can. That's what I'm saying. If the Eagles black jersey, they could essentially come up with a helmet this year. It doesn't have to be a throwback. Originally it was said throwback helmet. Now they changed it to alternate helmet.
So it can be a throwback, because I know everybody loves the Kelly.
It could be a throwback. It could be it could be a throwback. It could be an alternate. It could be whatever.
Yeah.
There's no label, basically. Right. It's just an alternate helmet.
I'm not really a big jersey or helmet, or it doesn't really affect me. I don't really care. But do you have any?
No, I like jerseys. I like cool jerseys. I love how the NBA and I like how the NHL did it this year. Just adding, some kind of special touch. The NFL does it every couple of years. So, I'm not a fan of the Kelly Green. I mean, it's fine if they wear it once or twice, but I don't want them to switch to Kelly Green at all, like permanently. Yeah,
I think I don't know what the infatuation is with Kelly Green personally. It's okay, it's whatever, but they didn't have a ton of success in Kelly Green, really hardly at all. Right. That's why I don't understand. To one Super Bowl. Right. I don't understand really the allure of the Kelly Green. I don't get it. They went to one Super Bowl and obviously lost, and ever since then it's been, the face of the Kelly Green is probably Randall Cunningham, and even he was injury prone here, and Jaworski didn't do anything really
aside from going to that one Super Bowl and losing. But really, like, I mean, like the greatest probably Kelly Green player was either Chuck Benderek or Harold Carmichael or Randall. I mean, we've had much more success in the last 20, 25 years
Oh,
of
absolutely. Yeah.
of the Midnight Green. So
Yeah, especially the whole Andy Reid era. I know he gets a bad rap anymore, but like, I mean, that whole era was probably other than the Super Bowl year, but that whole Andy Reid era was probably the best in Eagles history.
yeah, 99 to 2012. So
Right.
For sure.
All right, and then anything else Eagles wise?
I don't think so. I just patiently waiting.
That's it.
Patiently waiting for football.
Yeah, there was video, on Twitter, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith working out together. So, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited for Eagles football.
But I don't want it to be like the whole Ben Simmons thing where like in the offseason we're getting all excited and then like when the season comes it's just terrible because obviously there's two guys without any defenders out there or any pass rush. So, but it's cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it matters what you do come game time. But I'm just excited for Eagles football. I care if they stink. I was about to say that, but like win or lose, I'm just excited to watch Eagles football.
Yeah, man. Eagles football, fantasy football, everything.
Yeah. Fall's just a great time of year. Really.
Yep, absolutely. It leads into Thanksgiving, which is my favorite day of the year.
There you go.
Football, family.
Oh, it's awesome.
Food, the 3 Fs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Football, family.
Then it leads into Christmas.
Put that on a t-shirt. Let's the 3 Fs. So sticking to football though, there was a clip of Tom Brady. I don't know if you saw this on an episode of The Shop, which he's going to make his way into this fucking podcast, even though it's not about him. It's a LeBron James run show. I don't know if he produces it. It's his show though. On HBO. But Tom Brady,
he's in it too.
Is he in it? Okay. I've never watched it.
It's actually not a bad show. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's LeBron James, so fuck him.
But I mean, it depends who's on the show. Like every episode's different. Every episode has different people. It depends who's on it, but like usually it's actually not half bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, but so Tom Brady had the quote here says there's one team and they weren't very interested at the end, or they weren't interested at the very end. And I was thinking, you're sticking with that motherfucker.
Who do you think it is?
I don't know. There was an article, and I don't remember who it was. That there was apparently people reached out to like some sources to see who they thought it was, and I forget who it was. I could look it up now. So who do you think it is?
I think it's San Francisco.
Jimmy G.
But it's tough because they were just coming off a Super Bowl Super Bowl appearance, right? Was that year? Yeah.
Was that the year?
Yeah. So they're just coming off a Super Bowl appearance. So how do you move on from a quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously Brady's Brady and Garoppolo's not very good, but in my opinion.
Okay. So this is the article. Some in league circles believe the Raiders are the Tom Brady mystery team.
Really?
The Raiders, yeah.
Okay. I see. It's one of 3 teams. So the 4 teams that were interested in him, or 5 teams really, were Tampa, obviously, the Raiders, the Bears, and the Niners. So my guess was either the Niners or the Bears, and the Chargers were too, but they were drafting a quarterback, so it didn't matter. So how he wasn't going to say that.
Was that the year they drafted Herbert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I don't think it's the Chargers, because they were going to draft a quarterback anyway. So that takes them out of it. The Bucs obviously are out of it because that's where he wound up going. So to me, it was either the Niners, the Bears, the Raiders. So that's pretty interesting that it probably was the Raiders.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, Derek Carr. Yeah, I don't know how he actually had a decent year this year, if I remember, or this past year, if I remember correctly. But either him or Tom Brady. I mean, go with Tom Brady.
Right. and then, but that's the thing is, like, now that I'm thinking about it, the Niners, it probably wasn't the Niners because, like I said, they were coming off a Super Bowl appearance, and then you got the Bears and the Raiders. So then, why would he want to go to Chicago in the cold? So yeah, maybe it is the Raiders.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just playing detective.
That's fine. We can keep going. Let's just have a whole board here, and we can we can figure it out if we sit down long enough. So all right,
we're the Explorer.
Yeah. Before we get into the Sixers, because there actually is a decent amount that I wanted to talk about with the Sixers. Let's bring this back. We're gonna do it again. This whole trivia
Oh
thing.
boy,
Where
my favorite part.
listen, it's fine. I just let's just get it over with. And I should have just opened it with. I should have opened with it so it could just be out of the way.
Ah, what a bitch.
For anybody keeping track at home, I'm 4 for 10, so I'm 40% better than Ben Simmons at the foul line. So there's that.
I mean, it's not hard to do, but
No, it's not.
all right, guys. So you, from listening the last couple of weeks, you know, when you hear the question, maybe just pause, maybe answer the question, and then hit the play button back. So we know the routine.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, I do have a Sixers trivia in here for you.
Oh shit! All right, okay.
All right. So we got one Sixers, we got two
the
Eagles, and two Flyers.
Let's start with the Sixers. Let's get
because fuck the Phillies. So okay, so you want the Sixers first?
Yeah, unless you had some sort of order you wanted to do these in.
No. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's get the Sixers one.
All right, the Sixers question. Can you name at least 4 of the 10 jersey numbers that are retired by the 76ers?
There's 10.
There's 10 jerseys that are retired. Actually, there's an 11th, but it's not a jersey. It was a microphone from one of their like play-by-play guys or whatever I've never heard of. So technically there's 11, but there's 10 players.
I can think of one.
Name 4 of them.
I can think of one.
You can honestly, you could probably if you can't get at least 4, like I don't know if you've been born. I don't know if you've like
I'm not a Basketball fan. I'm not a Sixers fan.
Yeah, I mean, but you know these 4 guys.
Wilt's number 1.
Okay. Wait, what do you mean?
Well, no, he's the first one that came to my mind is what I meant.
Okay. All right, so he's number 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go AI.
Just think of the next 3. Yeah, I was gonna say think of the next 3 great Sixers.
Think of
so AI's number 3 is retired. So that's 2 out of 4.
I don't know if I'm sure there's some that are escaping my mind.
Absolutely.
I'm drawing a blank.
Just let me know when you give up.
This is gonna haunt me. Like I'm just not a Sixers fan. This is rude that you threw this question in. this isn't even fair.
I had to.
Yeah, I've no idea. And like I've heard of them. They're like well known.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to give them to you, or we can come back to this question?
Nah, just give them to me.
All right. So
podcast here.
So do you want me to give them all, or do you want me to give the next 2 that you should get?
Give me the next 2. That's fine.
All right. Dr. J.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is number 6, and Charles Barkley, 34.
I should have got Dr. J. Yeah.
You should have got Barkley too.
Yeah, I should have got Barkley.
Malone is number 2. Bobby Jones is 24. Billy Cunningham.
I should have got. I can't.
Number 10, Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And number 4, I've never heard of the guy. He played in the 40s. Dolph Shays.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah. Okay. Your mother's asked you now. All right.
I can't believe I didn't get. All right.
No. Yeah. You stink. I don't.
That was.
How do you not get Charles Barkley and Dr. J?
I'm telling you, I never watched.
They're literally the top 4 greatest Sixers of all time.
I'm aware. Go ahead. Continue.
All right. Which one do you want next? You want the Eagles or the Flyers?
Let's give me the Eagles.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
This one's an interesting one.
I'm gonna go over again, aren't I? Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, before I get into this question, there's a little bit of theme here. It's lists. So like the Sixers, it was a list of guys. So we'll go with the next list for the Eagles. So the Eagles had 11 of 12. I'm sorry. The Eagles had 11 picks, first round picks in the last 12 years during the Howie Roseman era, GM era, whatever, since 2010. Can you name 5 of the 11 first round picks from 2010 to 2021?
I don't know if I can hit them in order for you, but you got
no, just any order, order.
Lane Johnson.
Okay, that's 1. You need 5 out of 11.
Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Malcolm Smith.
No.
He was in a first round pick?
That's not his name.
Isn't that a name? No?
No.
Yes, it is.
It's not. No, it's not. You got the last name right.
It's not Malcolm.
No. There's literally fucking 7 other guys on here that... No, it's not Malcolm.
Who the fuck... Am I thinking of a Malcolm Smith, though?
No, I've never heard of a Malcolm Smith.
All right, whatever.
Just forget about him. There's literally 7 other guys that are still on the team.
I understand. Relax. Patience. I have a shit memory.
Well, we don't have all night.
No, we don't. Okay, so that's Devontae Smith, obviously.
Okay, so what do we got so far? Lane Johnson,
Wentz, and Smith.
Okay. Yep.
Trying to think who did they pick last year? Why don't I remember?
Because he's not a very memorable guy.
Probably not. No. Oh, Rager.
Yep.
Okay. So
all right, you need one more.
I need one more, and I get this question right. All right, I'm gonna be here for the next 45 minutes then, because there's no way I'm getting this question wrong.
So 7 of the 11 are still on the team.
Really?
Yes.
So Ertz was a second round pick, so it's not him.
Correct. He was the first pick in the second round, I believe.
Was he?
Yep. They moved up for him.
Right.
That was the Lane Johnson year.
We're not leaving here until I get this right. So talk amongst yourselves.
Don't be typing back there.
I'm not. I swear I'm not. I swear.
I start typing.
No, that was my mouth making noises. You said there was a Smith? There was a Smith. I feel like I got this question right. Who was?
No, it's not Malcolm. I guarantee you it is not Malcolm.
But there is a Smith.
Yes. Oh my God. And he's probably the worst fucking player on this.
Probably. I feel like I got this question right.
No, you didn't. You didn't get his first name right.
Dave, Mike, Alan. I don't fucking know.
Think of somebody else.
I'm trying. I'm trying here. There's 7 players here.
Yes, there's 7 current players
still on the team.
Yes.
People listening to this are going fucking nuts right now.
Yeah, because you're a fucking asshole.
So I've taken 20 minutes to answer this question. You know, we'll go back to it.
My God.
Give me the other questions. We'll go back to that.
Do you want Flyers or the other Eagles?
The other Eagles.
All right. So in 2007, the Philadelphia Eagles went 8-8. On a mediocre 500 season, there was one bright standout in the receiving game. This player led the team in receiving yards. Who was that player?
What year was this?
2007. I can give you the yards if you want.
2007.
Do you want the yards?
Sure. That's probably not going to help me. But
no, 1,110 yards.
2007. I'm gonna go. I don't think it's it because I don't think he wasn't here yet. God damn it! I suck at trivia. That's what we've learned from this. That's what we've learned. I dread this segment every week.
But you keep telling me to give it.
Because you know, I give the people what they want.
Yeah, the people, just one person.
I'm gonna go with it's not right. Deshaun Jackson.
Incorrect.
Jerry Macklin's my other guess, but I don't think he was here.
No, he was. Deshaun was 08, drafted in 08. Macklin was drafted in 09. So the answer is White Jesus, Kevin Curtis.
I never would have guessed Kevin.
No, it's unbelievable.
You could give me 100 guesses. I never would have said him.
It's unbelievable. I don't understand how it's possible.
Yeah, but I never would have got that. That again.
I was thinking maybe like Dante Stallworth or something.
Yeah.
But it was Kevin Curtis. Or even Jason Avant. Like I knew Jason Avant was like a slot receiver,
right?
But still, like Kevin Curtis is unbelievable.
Nah, fuck that.
That's an unbelievable year by him. He had like 6 or 8 touchdowns.
Yeah,
you're a bullshit question. You're a bullshit question. You can't name one fucking guy from the first round pick since 2010. Fucking 7 of them are on the team, and you're naming the one guy that played for fucking 5 minutes here.
I know.
You're telling me I have a bullshit question.
Go ahead.
I'm questioning your fandom. Like,
yeah, you should be.
All right, Flyers.
Okay.
We'll give the list question.
Okay.
Since 2001, there have been 7 captains on the Flyers. Can you name all 7?
Since 2001. So Keith Prima.
Correct. That's 1.
Mike Richards.
2.
Jason Smith.
3. That was from last week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I knew he was the captain, but
Right.
Claude Giroux.
That's 4.
You said there were 7?
7.
There's 7, huh?
And technically, two or 3 of them have been at the same time as another guy, which I don't understand how that's possible.
I don't think he was, but the only one player coming to mind is Pronger.
Yeah, he was.
Was he? Okay.
Yep.
Must have been short.
So that's 5.
I think that's 6. Is that 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 2 more. Both of you want me to give the years?
Yeah, that would help.
All right. So both of these guys played 05 through 07.
05 to 07.
One of them is a little tough. I'm not gonna lie.
05 to 0. No, but I feel like I just don't know this.
Yeah, because this is like your prime.
Yeah, I should know this.
The one is like a obvious.
Really?
Yeah, Hall of Fame player.
Hall of Fame player?
Yeah. At least I think he should be, or if he's not already.
05 to Reki?
No.
Gagne?
He was in the 90s.
Gagne?
No. He didn't really play for the Flyers very, very long.
I have no idea. Why am I drawing black on these two guys?
You're probably going to kick yourself in the ass for these two.
100% I will. 05 to 07.
I can give you positions too.
Sure.
You'll want.
Sure. If we're going to cheat here, sure.
All right, hold on. So one of them is a defenseman.
Desjardins. Okay.
No. Nope.
No, that was the late 90s.
He was the late 90s.
Okay. Another one comes.
And the other one is a center.
This podcast is gonna be 3 hours long if I keep taking this long. I'm so pissed at myself right now. Who is it? I can't sit here all
right. So the defenseman is Darian Hatcher.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then the other guy is Peter Forsberg.
I didn't realize he was a captain.
Yep.
That's interesting. Yep. Okay. I didn't realize he was a captain here.
And then that has to do with the lists. Now we have one more Flyers.
Have I got any question right yet today? I don't think I have. No, I haven't.
I mean, you're one away from the Eagles.
That's true. Because we're going back to that, by the way.
Okay. So last week on June 23rd marked the 10-year anniversary of the Ilya Bryzgalov signing for the Flyers, which was 2011. It was actually the same day as the Carter and Richards trade. Who were the 2 NHL teams Briz played for before the Flyers?
Arizona was one, or Phoenix was one.
Yes.
I don't remember the team before that. I'm going to say this was 10 years ago, so 2000. I'm going to say, and I don't think it's right, Minnesota.
No, incorrect.
Yeah.
He guess what? I'll give it to you again, only because he was with Phoenix right before the Flyers. So he was with this team before Phoenix.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Okay. Well, then you get it wrong. I tried to help you. You could have lied.
Yeah.
For your own sake.
No, he was with Phoenix before he came. I don't remember who he was with before.
He actually had a really good 4 years with Phoenix.
And Phoenix, absolutely, yeah. That's why they gave him that big contract. He was really good Phoenix. I think they went to like a conference final. They went deep into the playoffs.
The year before, I believe they went like really far.
Either the year before or 2 years before they signed.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember who he played for though. Before the Phoenix.
Before Phoenix, he was, I guess, in Russia, then came to the NHL. Didn't really play well here. Went back to Russia, I believe, or maybe even the minors, and then eventually either got traded or signed to Phoenix. So this team that before he was in Phoenix was not very. He just didn't work out. He was only there for like 2 years.
Edmonton?
No,
I have no idea. Do I get any other hints?
No, you got it wrong.
All right, that's fine.
Anaheim.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So they actually got rid of him for who was the goalie in Phoenix? I mean, in Anaheim, whoever the goalie was at that time. and they went on to win the cup or whatever. Anaheim.
Was that Jaguar or was he?
It might have been.
Was he right before that? Right around that time, yeah. All right,
But-
go back. Is that the last question?
Yep.
All right, so I'm 0 for 4.
So far, yeah.
All right, back to
So you got Lane Johnson, who's 2013. You got Carson Wentz, 2016. You got Devontae Smith, 2021, and you got Jalen Reagor, 2020.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the Smith name.
Okay.
So you said there's still players on the roster.
Yeah, you're missing 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014, 15, 17, 2018. They didn't have a guy. They didn't draft in the first round, and then you're missing 2019.
Right.
I know that doesn't help you one bit.
No.
But
all right. So I'm trying to just think offensive line. I don't think like Kelsey was like a 6th-round pick fucking 15 years ago. It seems like
it was 2010. Yeah.
Yeah. So
or 11 rather.
Right. So it wasn't him. I don't think there's anybody on the offensive line. They were kind of late picked.
There are 1, 2. Well, you got one of them, Lane Johnson. So I'm going to add him in there. So that's 1, 2, 3 guys on the offensive line.
Really?
Yeah, in the first round.
Goddard was a 2nd-round pick.
Correct.
All right, defense.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on defense.
Okay. Oh, I got it. Derek Barnett.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
2017. So in 2010, you're missing Brandon Graham. 2011, Danny Watkins. 2012, Fletcher Cox.
Okay. Oh, Fletcher Cox. How do I not get Cox? Okay.
2013, you got 2014, Marcus Smith.
I should get credit for that.
No, you don't. 2015, Nelson Aguilar. 2016, you got 17. You got nothing for 18. Yeah. 2019, Andre Dillard. And then you got 2020 and 2021.
Dillard. Okay, so that was the first rounder on the offensive line. Forgot about Dillard.
Him and Danny Watkins. Yeah. And Lane Johnson.
Danny Watkins. I mean, I probably would have never thought of Danny Watkins. He was fucking terrible.
He's putting out fires, so.
It's still?
Maybe. Maybe he got caught on fire. I don't know.
All right. Well, listen. I'm 1 for 5 today. This was like a 4-hour long, trivia. So let's move on to the Sixers now.
Hopefully, we still got everybody listening.
Yeah, people probably clicked off or they skipped. It's fine. So Sixers. A lot of stuff going on with the Ben Simmons and what the Sixers should or shouldn't do, and a lot of trade rumors. Basically, is like, do you think that they really legitimately should trade Ben Simmons?
Only if they get good value for him. I'm not trading him just to trade him.
The 2 guys I feel like are kind of out there is either Bradley Beal or Dame Lillard.
You're not getting Beal.
You're not getting Beal
simply for the fact that they're not trading him. Not because it's Ben Simmons, but I don't think Washington lets him go yet.
Okay.
And he's still under contract, and he legitimately wants to make it work there. So I don't think he gets traded. If he gets traded, it's not till next year.
Okay. But you think Lillard's a possibility?
Yes, I do. So there's a couple more names. There's Luka, who I think is in the same boat as Beal, where you're not going to get him for a while. He's, I don't think so. There are reports that came out last week that he may not want to stay in Dallas. So like people in the organization are fearing that. So it's not to that point where I want out yet. It's just getting to that point. So I don't think Luka, I don't think Beal are available yet.
Okay.
But Damian Lillard, on the other hand, I think is I wouldn't say very available. I think he wants to be very available, but I don't know if he is as available as what's being said. Now, the players run the league, essentially, especially in the NBA. So if he really wants out, then they'll give it to him.
Okay. What do you think? I mean, they'll probably have to add more to Ben Simmons, right? Like, are they giving up a maxi or something like that?
Well, that's the question that we've been asking for the last week or two. I mean, from everything that I'm seeing, especially like today and yesterday, the last couple of days, is that it's probably going to have to be a 3-team deal.
Okay.
And there are reports coming out today or on Monday, which is today, the day we're recording, is that Minnesota is really, like, wants Ben Simmons bad. and there's nobody on Minnesota that I'm willing to trade for Ben. So the idea I had before it went out on Twitter today, I texted somebody today. I have the proof this morning. I proposed the trade first before it got all out on Twitter. If you send Ben to Minnesota, you send D'Angelo Russell, who's in Minnesota, to Portland. You send Maxey to Portland, or Thibault, or both, and then you get Lillard. That way the money works out all the way around.
Right.
And Portland gets a young guy who they could try to build around. Minnesota gets their guy, Ben Simmons, who they can build around. And then we get Lillard. So I think that's a possibility. I mean,
what do you think? Again, I don't watch the whole NBA. What do you think Lillard brings to this team? Does he make them a legit contender?
Yeah, he's got like, so really the way the NBA works is that they kind of throw out these like 20 or 25 guys where they say these are our best players, but really there's like 10 or 15 that really deserve to be in that like star category, who really are stars, and he's in that top 10 to 15. He's got balls. He takes the last shot, whether he hits it or not. He's going to wake up the next day and say, I know that was the right shot, even though I missed it, and I'm going to take it again tonight. And that's what you want. You want that kind of guy here. Jimmy Butler was like that kind of guy. He still is that kind of guy. And it kind of, we're kind of missing it. And
absolutely
the way that they really need to build this team is, you need to give a very good perimeter guy, a great perimeter guy for Embiid. Like, that's the way you win. A big man and a perimeter guy. Right. Kobe and Shaq. Duncan and Ginobili. Like, that's just kind of Wade and Shaq. Like, that's just kind of how the NBA's built. So I think Lillard is definitely a possibility.
Okay.
And he brings balls. He brings grit. He brings greatness. He's a great shooter. He's just an all-around great player.
Now, whether they should or shouldn't is probably a different argument than the question I'm about to ask. Do you think they will trade Ben Simmons? Because Doc came out, I think right after the loss or a couple of days after, saying that he believes Ben Simmons is fixable. So are they going to try to fix him and run it back another year, or do you legitimately think they're going to trade him?
I think they're going to trade him. I think they're going to get a good enough offer, only because, look, we've been saying it for the last 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, whatever it is, that he's fixable and he can shoot. He'll be a shooter this year and this, that, and the other, and we just don't see it ever.
Right. Yep.
Like, you're just going to keep feeding it to us. So I think that if they're going to get the right deal, I think, and they're not going to pass it up, even though they're telling you they will. They're not going to.
Yeah.
If it makes them better, they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And Morey is a very aggressive guy.
Right. Correct.
If he sees something out there that makes the team better, he's going to do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I am all for. I'm on the bandwagon on Twitter that's anything but Embiid. And I love Maxey and I love Thibault, but if you have a chance to bring in a guy like Dame, I mean,
you do it.
You do it. You do it in a heartbeat.
Right.
And even though he's 30, he's a great player and he's got a lot left in him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I actually saw something today that was like, I forget how many feet it was. It was like 30 or 40 feet from the basket. He shoots 24%, which is horrible, but great for that distance. It's like the Steph Curry distance or whatever. So like that's pretty cool to see something like that. Just some little interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting
tidbit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of rumors and stuff that happen to come out because I mean, the offseason hasn't even started yet, and
right,
we're still seeing all this. So yeah, anything else Sixers wise? I mean, things are kind of quiet after the loss. Is Atlanta up in the series? I think they are, right? Or did they? No, they lost the other night. Right?
They lost last night. Yeah, they're down 2-1.
Down 2-1, right?
And Trae Young may not be playing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's got a bruise. He's got a bruise on his foot, and he's gonna. He's possibly gonna miss a game.
I don't think he's gonna miss it, but
yeah, it's just.
I think it's a smoke screen, but that's just me.
How's that a smoke screen? You have a bruise.
No. I'm saying for Milwaukee.
Milwaukee
should
say. You have a bruise. We know you're not. We know you're playing. This isn't. It's not. It's what kind of screen is that?
Wow. I'm just saying.
Just basketball is a wild sport, and I'll shit on it till the day I die.
What's that?
I said I'll shit on it till the day I die.
Yeah. Well, what? Really, really quick before we end this, have you seen that thing with like Ben Simmons in the Olympics? And
I have. Yes.
What do you think about that? How he's not. First, he said he was going to play. Then he didn't. Then he said he wasn't sure, and now he's officially ruled out for the playoffs in Tokyo.
Did he say a reason? Was it because of him, like, just mentally, or he's working on stuff? Or
Yeah, he said his response was that he was working on developing himself for next year.
I'll be honest, and this might not be a popular opinion. I think he's so mentally fragile right now.
Yeah.
I don't even want him working on the game right now.
Well,
I like, maybe that's unpopular, dude. Relax and just get your head right before you start again.
I agree with half of that. I think he's not playing because he's terrified.
Yeah,
but I don't think he should stop working because there was a quote that came out earlier this week or last week or whatever that said Kobe basically came out and, you know, in the past and said this guy can be great. He's got to lock himself in the gym 10 hours a day and really work. And Ben Simmons doesn't do that, apparently. I don't know if you saw the Stephen A. Smith stuff that came out too.
Is that true? I mean, because we always see him shooting balls in an empty gym, and he always looks good doing it. He always hits his shots. It's just as soon as the place gets full and there's people and there's a defender, things start to just look bad.
You don't know. I mean, that's the thing is you don't know. You don't know how much he could shoot 10 shots and you record all 10 and maybe he hits 5 of them and you post the nice ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. Like, right. That's the problem is that you don't know. So, right. You know, it's a little alarming that a guy like Stephen A. Smith comes out and says, like, you know, people in Philadelphia, because he's worked here for years.
Oh yeah, he's very people into the Philadelphia market.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a little scary for him, somebody like him to say, you know, I have reports from people in Philly that say that he's babied. He only surrounds himself with his family, which to a certain degree isn't always great. And he just doesn't work hard. And he's, you know, so it's
trying to nail
scary.
Kendall Jenner. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
I don't blame him, but you know,
she's okay. But yeah, I mean, I think the best thing possible for him is playing for Australia. I really do. I think, look, go out there and shoot 30 jumpers. You know, you're not going to win, so it doesn't really matter. Go out there. The best way you get better is against competition. You're not going to get better if you're sitting in a gym alone shooting. Sure. It's just not possible.
Right.
He could be the greatest shooter of all time in an empty gym, but it's not going to matter if you can't shoot with 40,000 people around or 20,000 people around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think the best possible thing for him was to play play competition to get better, to get comfortable. But I just think he's too mentally weak right now to even think about that.
Yeah, I agree.
But I am excited for the Olympics. So
yeah, like
in general,
basketball in the Olympics doesn't do anything for.
Well, no, I mean, I just mean the Olympics in general.
Yeah. That they start probably the next
23rd, July 23rd. Yeah, so a little under a month.
Yeah,
3 weeks.
Basketball is hard to watch in the Olympics because like it's just America just beating the snot out of everybody. It's not even close. Like,
Yep. Yeah. No, I don't usually watch a second of the basketball, but I love the swimming. I love the track. The gymnastics. You know, it's great.
Do you like the Summer Olympics more or the Winter Olympics?
I would say I like. Here's the thing. I like the Summer Olympics more for the fact that there's more sports I like on, but the Winter Olympics I like watching hockey. So
yeah,
for the specific games I like winter more, but for the all around games I like. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like I like specific. Games in the winter. Yeah. There's more to watch in the summer, but more to watch in the summer, but right.
Yeah, the summer you have swimming, you have it's hard for me to
track and field.
You have like water polo, which is insane to watch.
Those people volleyball.
Beach volleyball. It's just a whole thing. So I agree.
I just watched the compilation of all of Phelps' 23 gold medals today. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. He's just the greatest Olympian of all time. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, even this young, what's her name, Katie Ledecky she's insane.
Yeah,
like third or fourth Olympics, and she's just tearing shit up.
I mean, look at Simone Biles. Simone Biles is like, you know, and that's the thing is I'll watch gymnastics and I won't even know what the fuck's going on, but I know it's great.
Right.
So
yeah.
I love the cockiness too. Really quick, I love the cockiness. Did you see her leotard or whatever it's called?
No.
She had in beads on her shoulder of a goat's head. And I was like, I retweeted it like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, do you think this is cocky?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, it's cocky, and I fucking love it."
That's phenomenal.
I mean, just having the confidence,
Yeah, that surprises me from her because she seems really like
humble and down to earth.
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting.
No, I love it. I love it.
Great. All right, well, we'll get into hockey a little bit here. Stanley Cup Finals going on now. The Lightning are up 2-1 after the second period. So I'm not real shocking. We'll get into the picks later, but there was a report that came out today because we'll transfer this to the Flyers. Elliot Friedman came out saying he's still hearing a lot of Philadelphia and Seth Jones. The Flyers are definitely working at it. So that's encouraging because I think Seth Jones would be a tremendous add for this team. I think he brings just everything they need: physicality, smarts,
toughness,
just everything. Just a stable
two-way game.
Yeah, I agree.
And the perfect part about him is he's perfect to put with Provorov.
Yeah, sure.
It's perfect to put with Provorov, and it's perfect to put in front of Carter Hart. That top pairing defensive team.
Absolutely. Now, will Seth Jones fix all the problems on this team? No, he won't. Because there are a lot of issues with this.
Right.
Team.
They still need a goal scorer. They still need the power play fixed, and
they still need
a lot of things.
It's still a good goaltender, and not maybe they need good goaltender play. I should say, because I think Carter Hart is a good goalie.
Right.
But he was terrible last year. He was awful.
And I think they also need to bring it. Well, actually, let me ask you this: what do you think they're going to do with a backup goalie? Because I think that's a big part of this too. Is bringing in the right guy to go behind him, because I think Elliott's a free agent. Or
yeah, he is. I haven't heard much in terms of like if they're planning on resigning him, because I mean he's older and he's had some injury histories in the past, but when he plays, he's a good backup. He really is.
I agree.
So the thing they're gonna have to figure out is, and I haven't even done a deep dive on the free agents available, but like they're gonna have to figure out, is a free agent backup goalie that much better than Brian Elliott, or would rather just bring Brian Elliott back? He already has a relationship with Hart.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Familiarity there. So they'll just have to figure out what the better option is.
So I know we've seen Carter Hart and Brian Elliott together for what, 3 years, 2.5, 3 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
So, because Carter Hart came up halfway through the 19th season or whatever it was.
Yeah, as soon as Hextall got fired.
Right. So you've seen one really good year with them together, one really bad year together with them. So it's like, we're like, do we keep it? Do we not keep it? What, like, right. That's the battle. I think
it is. But
I think Elliott's a really good guy. I think they have a great relationship. But do you see it being more like the better season or the worst season if they bring him back?
It all depends on Hart, honestly, because like if you're re-signing. Because this was kind of the issue last year. Like if you have Brian Elliott, you're not expecting him to split even half the games.
Right.
You're expecting Carter Hart to take, I don't know, 55, 60 games.
Right. And you're expecting Elliott to take the second of back-to-back nights.
Right. Yeah. To give Hart a night off every once in a while. But that just didn't work out because Hart was so bad last year. So you just had to play Elliott more. So the question of if it can work just stems on Carter Hart's play. I mean, maybe that's not fair because he's still only 21, 22.
Right.
But that's just kind of what it boils down to. But then there's still issues in front of them too, because the defense has been awful. So it's not. I don't even think it's solely on just Carter Hart's play. Granted, he didn't look good. He was terrible, like I said. But there's more to it.
Well, actually, now that you brought that up, that kind of brings up the whole Seth Jones thing again. It's like, so if you bring him in, obviously that helps Hart, like we said. So just like you asked me about Ben Simmons and what do I think we can get for him, or what do you think I know we talked about it before, but you know how rumors go over the couple days and weeks. What do you see the Flyers giving up? I know we said before possibilities, but like I said, things change. So what do you think?
I think when you asked me that a couple weeks ago, I think I said Joe Farabee. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Less or more?
I think it's less.
Okay.
I think they're really eager to move him. I think the fact that he keeps saying and is like really adamant about not signing an extension with even the new team that he gets traded to. I think that lowers his value a little bit. But I don't know what. I genuinely don't know. Maybe Travis Konechny. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this again, like we did a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now that things have changed a little bit, what would you give up?
I would give up. I mean, like, I don't know if that's a fair question.
Because you would give up anything.
not anything, but like,
Nah, I know.
I could say, yeah, I'll give up a Nolan Patrick, but like, I don't think Nolan Patrick has
Right.
a trade
Well,
value. So like,
logistically, like,
yeah,
what do you think?
I would give up Konechny. I would give up Konechny and maybe like a first round pick, something like that.
Would you give up Konechny if they said, okay, maybe they wouldn't say this, but would you give up York too?
With Konechny, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it would take that though.
Okay.
I really don't. But it might take like a Philippe Myers, maybe Konechny Myers, something like that.
Would you do Konechny Myers in a first?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I Seth Jones is getting a lot of rap, and I'm seeing a lot of like on Twitter, Seth Jones versus Dougie Hamilton, and how all the analytic dorks want, don't even want to touch, Seth Jones. They just want Dougie Hamilton. I saw one article saying Seth Jones is basically Andrew McDonald when it comes to defense, which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And I will give you one guess to guess what media outlet put that out.
Broad Street
Hockey, 100%. Yeah. Tell me you don't watch hockey without telling me you don't watch hockey is basically what that article is. He's not even close to Andrew McDonald. Just by watching the game, you could tell, you could know that. But I have my own issues with Broad Street Hockey. I think they know nothing. But and now I went on a little tangent there. So where was I at?
Seth Jones.
Okay, yeah. So no, he just brings just what this team needs, again, like physicality. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot between him and Dougie, and I would prefer Jones personally. I would.
2 or 3 weeks ago, I would have said Hamilton, but now I'm on the Seth Jones.
And again, this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't think Dougie Hamilton would work here.
I don't know how much he works anywhere. I mean, he's been a couple different places so far. I mean,
he's been to 3.
Is he a locker room guy? Like,
I don't know if it's a locker room guy, but so we could break it down. So he started his career in Boston, and a young kid, came up really young for defenseman. I think he came up like 19.
Was he a first round pick or?
He was, I believe. I think he was a late first round pick.
Okay, I'll look it up.
I believe he was, but he started his career in Boston, lasted a couple of years, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. They shipped him over to Calgary. Now Calgary.
Well, I read something that they just kind of didn't have room for him anymore in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but like I guess he was also not living up to the hype. Like there was hype that he was going to be this next stud,
right?
And he was just kind of he wasn't average, but he was just slightly above it. He didn't live up to the great defenseman status that like the hype was. So then he
was 9th overall.
Was he that high?
Yeah, 2011.
So then he gets traded to Calgary, and Calgary, while it is not a market like Toronto or Montreal
or Boston
or Boston, it's still Canada.
Right.
So it's you're still going to get eyes and still a lot of media attention and stuff like that. Then he goes to Carolina, which Carolina is not a hockey town, as you can imagine.
Right.
It's very low key. And that's where he had his most success, and that's where he was able to stick.
Right.
I'm afraid if he comes to a big city like Philadelphia, I don't think he can handle it. I don't think he's made for it mentally.
Okay, so being in Calgary, that's not a big market for Canada.
Still Canada,
really in general.
Still Canada. Calgary.
No, I understand. I get that, but like you said, compared to Toronto and even Edmonton,
it's smaller to those levels. Yeah,
right. So, how was he in Calgary?
About what he was in Boston, maybe even worse, honestly.
Really? Okay, so
it didn't work out in Calgary.
Okay, so I guess my question is why? Where's the correlation between big city and or if you can't do it in a big city or a small city? I mean, he's only really done it in one small city versus a small city and a big city. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, yeah, I mean the Calgary. Again, is small in terms of Toronto or Montreal, but it's still big in the sense of it's Canada,
right?
So it's still bigger than obviously Carolina. It's probably bigger than most American cities in terms of hockey love.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and I think Calgary's the only major city in that province or that has an NHL team, and I know that Canada has juniors and a bunch of other things, but that they don't just follow the NHL.
Well,
But,
Edmonton's in the same province too.
oh, is it? I thought
They're both in Alberta. No, they're both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know. I'm not like
the only reason I know this is because I follow hockey. That's the only reason why I know the provinces in Canada.
I think I could probably name all 10. Or is it 10?
Is it 10?
I don't even know.
Sure,
but anyway,
this is good. This could be my trivia to you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go for the provinces.
Well, so it's Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec. Is there 10? I don't know. Is there 10 or 9?
I don't. There might be 9. Hold on.
I can't even say that fucking word. Saskatchewan, whatever.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Ottawa. No. Alberta. Ontario. British Columbia. That's 7. How many are there?
I'm looking it up now. Provinces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Okay, so I got New Brunswick and Labrador, whatever the fuck it's called. Nova Scotia.
Saskatchewan.
What?
So, all right, so you got Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Alberta. So you got 7 of the 10.
What's the one with Labrador? Something Labrador?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, Newfoundland.
It's Newfoundland and Labrador, right?
Yeah.
So that's 9?
That's 8.
8? And there's 10, right?
Yeah, you need 2 more.
Fuck.
The one I'm surprised you didn't get. It's I don't know if you want me to tell you what the big city is in it, but
it's Winnipeg's in.
Yeah.
Winnipeg. I thought that was Saskatchewan one.
No, it is not.
I don't know. What are the last 2?
Winnipeg is in Manitoba.
Manitoba, you fucking assholes.
And then the other one is Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, I would have never got that one.
Yeah. But Manitoba, you probably should have got.
Yeah, I probably should have.
All right.
I thought I for sure thought it was in Saskatchewan.
Yeah. So I don't remember how we got to Canada, but I just don't think that Dougie Hamilton. Not that I don't think. I think it's a concern for me that he wouldn't last in a city like this. And I think after they lost to Tampa, in was it last round? No, I think it was in the first round. They lost to Tampa. He came out with an excuse, and which he would get crucified in the media for. Here he basically said, I don't know if you're how familiar with the cap situation, the salary cap situation with Tampa.
They're like way over.
They're way over the cap. Yeah, Nikita Kucherov, who didn't play a single game this season, got surgery. You're allowed to put a player on long-term injury reserve. Cap goes away. And then in the playoffs, there is no cap. You could go over as many as large as you want. So they were going to have cap issues. They put Kucherov, their best player, on long-term injury reserve, and cap didn't count. Came back for the playoffs. He was still dominant. He's like one of the favorites to win the Conn Smythe. So after Carolina lost to Tampa in the first round, Dougie Hamilton basically came out and said, "What do you expect? We played a team that we lost to a team that was $18 million over the cap."
Yeah, but and which I'm fine with if they're over the cap, only because didn't they say in like 2014 or 15 when they played Chicago that like it was the year after they lost to Chicago in the Cup, they tried to make that a rule, didn't they? I read that somewhere recently that they were the only team that voted for it to
for the LTIR to go away or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Like where you can't go over the cap. You can't go over the cap in the playoffs or something.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so the year after they lost the Cup, because I think Patrick Kane was out for a while, and then he came back in the playoffs and tore it up.
Okay.
The year after, or that summer, they came out and tried to implement the rule and get teams to vote on. They were the only team to vote on it.
Really?
That's what I read. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I read a couple days ago.
Okay. Yeah, but still, he made that excuse. And I personally didn't. If my player, a team that a player on the Flyers said that, I would get really pissed off about it.
Right.
It's like you're there to win. I don't care what don't make excuses. Just do your job. So I think if he would just say something like that in Philly, I think he'd get crucified for it.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same thing as going like to the bubble. Like, oh well, we're in the bubble, so we're playing bad. Well, so is every other team. So every other team has to play Tampa Bay too.
Brian Elliott, Claude Drew, they all miss their kids.
Right.
Everybody does.
Right. That was somebody hit me, not to get too off topic, but somebody hit me with Claude Drew as a 1-year-old, and I hit them back with, well, what do you think Drew misses his 1-year-old more than Elliott misses his 5-year-old? Like,
right.
Everybody misses their kids, but there's guys who won the cup in the bubble that miss their kids too. But it's everybody in the same boat that plays Tampa Bay in the playoffs too. It's not just Dougie Hamilton. So I see what you're saying. I'd definitely rather have Jones.
Yeah, I agree.
But like I said, 2-3 weeks ago, I was on the okay with Jones, but I would rather have Hamilton. But now I'm officially on the Seth Jones
bandwagon. Huh?
Yeah, yep, I'm on that ship.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
We stand him. We stand Seth Jones.
Yeah, we stand.
Only if he's a Flyer, though.
That's it. But before we get out of here, I kind of wanted to talk about this Tampa Montreal series. We can just give quick predictions. We don't have to go too in depth right now. Start of the third period, Tampa's up 2-1. Who do you like in this series?
I'm gonna go Tampa. I think it goes Tampa in 6.
Yeah, I agree with Tampa.
Well, the corgi said Montreal in 6.
The what? Oh, the corgi. I did see that with the trash cans.
Yeah,
on TikTok. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tougher series than people probably think. Because Montreal is just they're a team that's playing with house money. At least maybe they don't feel that way because they're professional athletes, but like nobody expected them to be here. Yeah, there's nobody. I mean, they were this. If they played, I know the divisions and everything got switched up because of the COVID realignment and everything. If they had a regular season, they were going to miss the playoffs.
Right.
They were the last team to get in. And so nobody expected them to be here. They were down 3-1 to Toronto. Like people were counting them out then. So at this point, they're just playing with house money. They're playing great. Carey Price is, playing at Carey Price level.
Right.
So I think it's going to be a tough series for Toronto or for Tampa, but then they just have so much firepower. They have everything.
Yeah. It's probably Vasilevsky versus Price is just
absolutely
it's great hockey.
Yeah. And I mean, as young as Vasilevsky is, he's already making a case for like a Hall of Fame resume.
Right. He's probably the best goalie in the league.
Yeah, right now he probably is. Yeah,
right.
Against the former best goalie, but right now Price is playing out of his mind. Like, there's an argument that Carey Price could win the Conn Smythe this year, even if Montreal loses the series. That's how good he's been.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
Yep. Anything before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
All right. Before we get out of here, I did want to mention that I don't know if you saw the news of David Pastrnak.
Yes.
Yes. I just want. David Pastrnak. Newborn, passed away, I think 5 days old. It's fucking brutal.
Did they ever come out with what happened or
no? They just said kind of real vague. We want our privacy and everything, just letting everybody know that this happened. So I mean, it sucks for him and his family. It's brutal. So yeah, we're thinking of the Pasternaks.
Yeah, absolutely. I know he's never going to listen to this, but from the Phired Up family,
absolutely.
Our condolences.
Absolutely. So sorry to end on a sad note there.
Well, it's either that or the Phillies. So
that's true.
Either way, we're going to be pretty sad. Or the Sixers, or the Eagles, or the Flyers, because they all fucking suck.
Exactly. All right, we'll get out of here. That's it for this week for Phired Up. Like us and subscribe anywhere you get podcasts. Follow. Retweet. Tell everybody. Leave a review. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Do it all. Just try to get the word out there. So,
your mom, your dad, your uncle, your cousin, your everybody, your neighbor. I don't give a fuck. The guy you meet at Lowe's that helps you fucking pick out a wrench.
Exactly.
Tell everyone.
Tell everybody. That's it. So, all right. We will see you guys next week.